If you had told me a week ago that Avatar would outperform Spider-Man, I would not have believed you. Hey there, kids, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, hoping that you are having a great day. And in today's video, we are going to be sitting back, relaxing, and jumping back in time just a bit to return to the world once again of Avatar: The Last Airbender. You see, just a few days ago, I had put out a video about the upcoming Avatar: The Last Airbender set, raising maybe not concerns, but my own personal doubts about the set, especially when it comes to Avatar's popularity versus Spider-Man. You know, Avatar fans tend to track older versus Spider-Man fans feeling to me more universal, and the overall popularity of the IPs in comparison, them both coming out around the same time. I was trying to, in that video, say that I believed Spider-Man would outperform Avatar: The Last Airbender. And that was the general thesis of the video. Or at least that's what I was trying to get across. But in the very few days since that video went up, there's been some interesting developments in the world of Magic: The Gathering. First things first, we got some rumors spreading around the internet. I'm sure you guys have all heard them by now, but in case you haven't, the rumor is that the licensing deal with Disney has fallen through in regards to Spider-Man, and that there will only be one print wave of the Spider-Man set, period. One wave of collector boosters, one wave of play boosters, that's it. And that would also have explained why Spider-Man was not coming to digital for Magic Arena. That's a pretty big rumor kind of surfing around the web right now. And the other thing that happened since that video went up was that we started getting sales numbers and pre-sale prices for Avatar: The Last Airbender, because it turns out you can start buying it now. And those are some very interesting sales numbers. Before I continue with this, keep in mind that these are pre-sale numbers. We are in a very unusual time. There's a lot of hype and excitement and FOMO regarding especially collector booster boxes for any Magic set. And there's a lot of, let's just call it bullishness in TCGs as a whole. So don't be too surprised when I say the numbers, okay? On the day that sales started happening on TCG Player, the Avatar: The Last Airbender set was already selling for over $1,000. You can check the sales history on TCG Player, and you can see that a few boxes were selling for $1,500. I'm going to say that again. $1,500. Now, in the days since then, prices have cooled down a bit. They're around $950, which, in my opinion, is still pretty freaking high for a pre-sale number. But more importantly, we have to compare this to Spider-Man, because the entire point of this video is returning to a video from a few days ago, right? I like to believe that if I am wrong about something, aggressively wrong about something at least, that I'd like to return to it and continue talking about it, because it does make for good content. You guys like to call me out when I'm wrong, right? I mean, at least I hope you do. The Star Wars fans, at least, seem to enjoy calling me out about it. And don't worry, you Star Wars fans, we will be doing a 1 year later return to Star Wars Unlimited video. A follow-up video for Star Wars Unlimited as a whole. We got like 3 months left for that before I do that video. So don't worry, that's on its way. But yeah, so looking at the pre-sale prices, comparing Spider-Man to Avatar: The Last Airbender, and there's a very clear disparity. And it's not in Spider-Man's favor. Spider-Man collector boosters, for instance, are selling for between $800 and $900, and Avatar collector boosters are selling between $900 and $1,000. This is especially shocking for two reasons. One, as I said in the previous video, I personally feel like Avatar is a less recognizable IP. It's, as a brand, much smaller than Spider-Man. It has mostly just nostalgia from people my age going for it, whereas Spider-Man feels like it's a larger brand with many more fans who are of all ages. You know, Spider-Man is one of those, I wouldn't call it like a universal franchise, but I feel like people of all ages can get into Spider-Man, especially since, you know, anecdotally, I know for a fact that my grandparents liked Spider-Man. And I know for a fact that, like, there are people in my family 10 years old and younger who like Spider-Man. So I feel like it's kind of an all ages thing. Whereas I know that not even the generation before me liked Avatar. So. But the second thing is, with the news of Spider-Man being a one print wave only set, you'd start to think that that FOMO would set in hard. And maybe it still will. Maybe just the news hasn't hit enough people and they just haven't made the connection yet. But if this rumor about Spider-Man only having one print wave is true, that effectively makes it a modern day reserve list set, right? No more print waves are coming. No more Magic the Gathering Spider-Man cards are coming. Wizards isn't going to say it out loud if it is true, but if it is true, if it is true, then this would make Spider-Man theoretically one of the scarcest Magic sets, especially in the modern era. And those collector boxes in particular aren't actually going to be all that rarer than the play boosters if there's only one wave. Depends on how many are opened versus the play boosters being opened, sure, but it is strange to me that even the play boosters for Avatar, they're over 200 and Spider-Mans are under 200. You'd think that with the rumor, it is a rumor. We're not, it's not confirmed. I don't think Wizards is going to confirm it because, it's not really in their best interest to come out and say, oh, hey, the deal with Disney broke down and we're only doing so many, because that's just going to create problems, right? But if these rumors are true, and we'll know in a few months, if absolutely no more play boosters come through distribution, we will know in just a few months if this rumor is true or not. It'll be after the set releases, so by then it'll be a bit too late for most people. But we will know sooner or later. But what I'm trying to get on here is, you'd think that Spider-Man, for all intents and purposes, you'd think it would be the rarer, more desirable set. And at the moment, that does not appear to be true. And like I said, that could change. People could just be super excited about Avatar because it's what Wizards is trying to focus on right now. And that is true. Wizards is definitely giving it a lot of attention, even though Spider-Man is up next. Kind of interesting. Kind of a strange thing to do. What's to say about it? Well, if you look at all the products from 2025 when it comes to Magic the Gathering, you can see that Spider-Man boxes as a play boosters, under 200, 190, 185, whatever. That seems pretty cheap for what it is, especially if the rumors are true. Whereas Avatar The Last Airbender boxes, we're going to talk about the collector boxes. Let's just talk about collector boosters, okay? $850 for Spider-Man seems cheap. We still don't know if there's serialized cards. I don't think there's serialized cards, is there? I don't think there is. But I'm very shocked that it's losing out to Avatar. That's really what I'm trying to say in this video. It's like, this is a follow-up to my previous video where I talked about Avatar, and here I am saying, not only was I wrong, I was shockingly wrong. I do sincerely hope that the market for Avatar cools down, because personally I would like a few boxes for myself. I do like Avatar a lot. And it seems like a cool set to hold on to, but now I'm kind of worried about getting a hold of Spider-Man, because as a store, as someone who wants to buy and sell cards online, losing access to something if it doesn't exist anymore is something to worry about. And that fear of missing out does hit hard if you start to buy into rumors and their validity and all that jazz. So, all I'm trying to say here is, this is my follow-up video to the previous video, where I say, hey, Avatar is currently absolutely wiping the floor with Spider-Man. It remains to be seen if that will stay true over the next few months, but for now, it looks like Avatar is a pretty good set, currently. Anywho, that's all I got for you kids today. Please like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. I know that this was probably a less interesting video than usual. I hear a cricket. Probably a less interesting video than usual, but I appreciate you sticking around for it either way. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.